All right, folks, we're back. I'm your host, BKP. Good morning from the office, North Georgia's only live online morning show. Now, before we get started on the second segment, went a little long on the first, but on this second one, we're going to do some continuing discussion on this. But, excuse me there, but I do want to say, here's all the information, 706-889-9700. That's our phone number, our email address, and all the ways you can follow us on social media. Right after our top of the hour break, when we go to break at the top of the hour, I'm going to, so you can actually talk to your friends. And we broadcast from the 7th District of Georgia, House District 7. So where I broadcast in the morning and where I live and where I vote, I am in Speaker David Ralston's district. He happens to be our representative. So every time something goes on concerning the Speaker of the House, I as a company, FetchYourNews.com, it's not we look at it two ways, but we cover things where he's concerned from the district. Okay, so our reporters from Gilmer cover him from the district, Fannin, and so on. That being said, at the top of the hour, I want to talk about that a little bit. It continues to develop, okay? Continues to develop. This resolution asking the Speaker of the House for his resignation. Now, let's go with number 33 really quick, and then we'll move along. This is a little bit of a, this is a screenshot that I took, and this is Matt Gutler, and Matt Gutler happens to be the representative in the 8th District, and he does not like the Speaker of the House, David Ralston. He voted against the Speaker of the House, David Ralston, and as soon as you see there, Republicans seek to oust Ralston after AJC and WSB investigators. A Republican legislator says he will introduce a resolution Friday calling on the House Speaker, David Ralston, to resign. That was David Clark. I forget the district over there where he's at, Representative David Clark. And this is 8th District, Matt Gutler. It's going down tomorrow. Finally, I have some backup. It's going down tomorrow. Finally, I have some backup. Let me tell you something. This is not about the victims. This is using the victims, they claim, the child molester, the rape victim. This is not about the victims. This is a power move. Hey, you know what? Speaker's in the middle of something. Bottom line. But this is about a group that does not like the Speaker of the House and wants to remove the Speaker of the House, and they have found a media outlet mirrored by or joined together with a group of victims, and they're using them to do what they want to do, try to remove the Speaker from his post. Take that down. Okay, so we're going to do that at about 9, right after the top of the hour. We're going to talk more about that, okay? So come back and we'll talk more about that. Now I'm going to look at it from a couple sides, okay? Because there's a couple people I know, and I consider them friends, but there's a couple people I know that are just angry that I'm just not tweeting and posting, get rid of Ralston today. And so there you go, right after the top of the hour. Now, President is going over to Vietnam, and so here's what, let me go with this. Number 36. Bob Kraft, the owner of the Patriots. Kraft warned expected. Bob Kraft facing charges for prostitution solicitation. Bob, let me talk directly to you. You're worth $6.6 billion, okay? Billion. I mean, You could pay somebody $1,000 a day. I don't care who gets offended. I don't care. Bob, you could pay somebody $1,000 a day, $365,000 a year. Whatever you want. Who cares? You could pay them $365,000 a year. You're worth $6.6 billion just to be your friend. What do you got? 5, 6 years left? Hey, I want you just to be my friend. I'll give you $1,000. I know what that sounded like. Come on. But really, Bob, you got to go. Just say it. I don't know. Lord, I'm drug into right and wrong here. But Bob, really? All right, let's run through these, and I want to make a statement afterwards, and I want to get back into this. I don't want to talk about Adam Schiff yet in the Mueller report. I want to stay on Vietnam. The president, Kim Jong Un, Michael Cohen, the deep state media. There you go. Number one. It's so funny to watch people who have failed for years. They got nothing telling me how to negotiate with North Korea, but thanks anyway. Folks, I did a segment, and it goes back over a year ago. I mean, it might be a year and a half, okay? When the President of the United States was talking about Rocket Man, and he was tweeting things out, and everybody got all bent out of shape. I did a segment on this show, and we went all the way through it, and we broke down pictures and all, and I called it 24 years of failed policy, foreign policy, all right? Now, that being said, I only went back 24 years, okay? There's a lot more, all right? Number two, you remember when George W. Bush declared North Korea an axis of evil? Remember that? Now that night in the room, and we'll get back to this in just a minute, we were going to go after Iraq, Iran, and North Korea. Something pulled us back on Iran, and something caused us just not to bring up North Korea anymore, for the most part. But North Korea was the axis. That night we were going to scorch North Korea, Iraq, and Iran. All right, that's George W. Bush. Now I can't go too far back, but remember, every time, I want you to notice, every time, okay, they say that Trump normalized relations. And let me get that again. Where was that at? Give me, I'm trying to find the one here where they're demanding, number 34, okay? Dems ask for verifiable progress. The Singapore meeting gave Kim legitimacy and acceptance on the global stage while effectively undermining our policy of maximum pressure. Now, was that written by Senate Democrats Sunday, or was it written when our plane, our United States plane, number 29, touched down in North Korea, and Madeleine Albright there got off the plane, and North Koreans met her with the Walmart plastic flower bouquet? Is that when North Korea was put on the world stage? Is that when relations were normalized between the two countries? Is that when the dictator, I think it was his dad, right, at that time, his dad, is that when the country was recognized? And we went against what we believe in, is when Bill Clinton let Madeleine Albright go over there and touch down with one of our American planes and legitimize them, right? right? George W. Bush failed, absolutely failed, miserably. Bill Clinton failed miserably, okay? I think Obama kept sending who? He kept sending what? Dennis Rodman. Obama failed miserably. Obama told Trump in that White House meeting with the pictures that the media started right then with him, you know, making up the mood in the room and everything. Obama told Trump that day, what will keep you up at night is North Korea. 24 years of failed policy, okay? Let's go to number 8. Cohen scheduled hearing, right? This is absolutely as low as it can get in Congress. As low. Now we have the President of the United States with our intellectual property, trade agreement, tariffs. He's got China right here. He's got China right. Now they know that, okay? The deep state media knows that. And they know that they have to destroy Trump. It's more important to destroy Trump, destroy Trump's supporters, and destroy anyone that ever attempts what Trump did again. It's more important for that total destruction than peace in North Korea, denuclearizing, protecting South Korea, protecting Japan. It's more important to destroy Trump. It's more important to destroy Trump than to bring a good trade agreement, protect our intellectual properties in China. More important to destroy Trump. So the media will have all eyes glued to Cohen saying that one day in an elevator Trump told him this, and one day Eric said this, and whatever. Everybody will be sitting on the edge of their seat to find out what Cohen says concerning Donald J. Trump in these hearings. Because the Mueller report's going to have nothing. This is going to be the beginning of much more that's getting ready to happen outside of the window of the Mueller report. Tax returns, his business. Yeah, exactly. So it's okay. Amazon paid no taxes whatsoever, what, 2 years in a row? There's no investigation launched into Bezos. None. But anyhow, because he is the one helping attack the president. But this is disgusting that this is going to go on. At the same time, okay, number 9, Michael Cohen giving prosecutors info, people in Trump organization and inaugural committee. This guy is a liar. All right, again, we showed you this, number 10. The lowest of the low, these two here. Cohen testimony comes as Trump meets with Kim Jong Un. Okay, right at the time. And they're loving it. See, the committees could have, you see, this was never, you remember, Cohen was supposed to testify, what, 5 weeks ago, right? Yes. And then it got delayed, and then he was supposed to testify again, and then supposedly he had shoulder surgery. And his attorney, which we all know is, Lanny Davis, the Clintons' attorney. Lanny Davis is his attorney, and said his shoulder, they kept delaying it. And remember when he delayed it over the shoulder injury? Remember that was when Adam Schiff came out and said, we'll subpoena him. We will bring him in. Whether he wants to or not, he'll come in here and talk to us. It was all a phony charade. It was all a phony charade. They want you to think they did not set it up at the same time simultaneously as the president being on foreign soil, but they did. They made sure the days went right together. As soon as they knew that day and it was released that Trump would be in Vietnam with Kim Jong Un from North Korea, this was released. Cohen's ready then, okay? Number 14, Okay. Trump heading to Vietnam for second summit with North Korea Kim Jong Un. It was at 5 a.m. this morning on MSNBC. And number 15, Trump announces delay in tariffs on China, cites progress in talks with Beijing over trade dispute. Okay, all tied together. We read the Trump. Okay, Kim Jong Un tweets. Let's see. Number 21, Trump postpones tariff hikes in China. All right. Number 22, CNN, Congress returns to jam-packed calendar. This was like bright and early this morning. This was 5 a.m. Former Trump lawyer Cohen to testify before 3 committees. Jam-packed calendar. Jam-packed calendar is number 23. Okay. Number 24, CNN, first out of the box. Cohen's public testimony clashes with Trump-Kim summit. What is more important? What is more important? Clashes. Hey, why don't the media go and record Michael Cohen and not air it till after the president gets home? Huh? Why? Because what Trump is doing this week is highlighting the failures of the Democrats. Cohen's public testimony clashes with Trump in the summit. Also this week, number 25, Cohen's public testimony clashes, but read underneath there, House Dems expected to vote to block national emergency. All right. And 58, let's go to number 28. John Kerry, of all people, all right, this is bright and early this morning. 58 ex-national security officials slam Trump over border, say there is no factual basis for national emergency declaration. No factual basis, okay? Also, number 29, I've put her picture up using it for North Korea. Madeleine Albright is also signed on to the 58, saying there's no factual basis for a national. She's one of the 58. Number 30, Chuck Hagel. Is it Nagel or Hagel? Chuck, whatever. Chuck Hagel or Nagel. Anyhow, never a Republican, played one to get elected, and then turned and became Obama, I think, defense secretary as a Republican, looking like they were reaching across the aisle. Nagel there is one, and Susan Rice. There's some more credible people that slammed Trump over the border, that signed on. And number 35, Dems slam North Korea summit as just a photo op. All right. We'll leave it at that for a minute. Now, let's go with this picture before I have to go to break, because I want to explain something. Number 2. All right. Now, what I want you to see in that picture, I don't know if you can, if you look in the front row, right behind, I forget, like 4 rows back, you see Dirty Harry Reid. That's Harry Reid. I can give you a list. There's not a full room there, but there's Harry Reid standing for George W. Bush, the President of the United States. 9/11, and here's my confusion and just what I want to do so I can close this segment. 9/11, regardless of what you may feel, okay, this is not about government inside job, not inside job. This is an attack, regardless of what happened, an attack on this country, okay? So 9/11, after this attack on this country, I think it was September 20th, 2011, right? Or 2001. 2001, September 20th, 2001. The President of the United States convened a joint session of Congress, not a State of the Union. George W. Bush convened a joint session of Congress, not a State of the Union. It's a difference. At that time, we invited, Tony Blair. They enacted in NATO, they enacted the clause, I forget what number it was, that with one attacked, all attacked. And that night, okay, regardless of what they were there about, obviously, that night, there was no such thing as Democrats or Republicans sitting for anything. That was the most unifying night in my lifetime in this country, okay? You got up the next day, and after this speech, and no matter who you are, because every Republican and every Democrat stood up. I mean, there were not lines in Bush's speech that the Dems set, and it just really wasn't that kind of night. Most unifying, all right? Now, that's what we hear is how to unify the country. That was the most unifying speech, okay, in my lifetime. And obviously, I'm not a George W. Bush fan. I want to be clear. Most unifying speech in my lifetime. And the next day you went out, and this country was unified. It was just flat out. It was. We watched all the Republicans and Democrats stand up. We were joined together against an attack on this country. We were joined together against an invasion of this country. We were joined together against terrorism in this country. We had a common bond, regardless of who you are. And it's come out of that night, right? I have to tell you, I really think since 2001, and now we're at 2019, I thought our southern border, I thought the crisis on our southern border, I thought just one American killed in this country by an illegal, just one, not to mention all. Just a dozen angel moms, not to mention one. I thought that would be the most unifying moment since this in this country. It's just my opinion. I felt we would be unified over that issue. An attack on our southern border, an invasion of our southern border, trying to bring the drug problem on our southern border. Something's wrong, folks. I understand what you're saying, but something's bad wrong that this night right here, that our president has to declare a national emergency to protect our southern border against international terrorists. I'm going to take a break. Let's take a break, Josh, okay? We're going to take a quick break. We'll be right back so we can finish this up. I'm your host, BKP.